Hello, everyone. So today I will go through the emergency action plan. So a good question to ask at the beginning of going through this is what immediate actions need to be taken to protect lives and property? We're going to go over 5 different sections of the emergency action plan, which are communication procedures, evacuation plan, sheltering in place, securing property and equipment, and then the rest of the emergency response guides. So first we have the communication section. So open the EAP, the Emergency Action Plan, and turn to page 3. Flip to the Incident Detection and Reporting section. So this section explains how to report emergencies to 911, locate key resources, notify employees and stakeholders about what has happened and what actions to take next, and respond to non-traditional emergencies such as IT disruptions. Continuing on with communication, if you flip to the next page in the Warning and Notification System section, you will outline 2 key tools for communicating during emergencies. First, we have our warning systems, which alert people to an imminent threat and prompt immediate action. For example, a fire alarm or a severe weather alert sent by text message. And then we have our notification systems, which provide updates during or after an incident. For example, an email sent to staff after a power outage that explains what has happened and what steps they are going to take next. So be sure to fill out the table in your plan with the details of each system. This includes what the system is, where it's located, and how to use it. That way, anyone using the plan knows exactly what to do. They can open up this warning and notification system section and know exactly what they're looking at and how to let their employees or anyone else know what is going on. So warning and notification messaging. In the warning and notification messaging section on page 4, you'll find a template to help deliver clear, consistent messaging during emergencies. You're going to want to tailor it to the situation and emphasize urgent action if needed, or provide a clear update if the threat has passed. This template is meant to be used for all different types of emergencies. It's universal, and if you want to just input in the highlighted sections the information that best fits the emergency, that would be a great way to use it. So the second part of the emergency action plan is the evacuation plan. So this is going to be on page 5. There might be an instance where you and your employees may need to evacuate. For example, if there is a chemical spill, a fire, a gas leak, flooding, etc. Here are 5 things to think about ahead of time and to train your staff on. Assisting those in need, clearly marking your exits, creating an emergency escape route, so inserting a map, setting an assembly area, and then assigning a response lead. Okay, now flip to page 6, and we're going to talk about sheltering in place. So speaking of the opposite situation, there may be an instance where you and your staff may need to shelter in place. This could be due to severe weather, a civil disturbance, an active threat, etc. Here are 6 things to consider ahead of time and to train your staff on. So designating a shelter area, stocking that area, knowing all of your building systems, HVAC, ventilation, etc. Assigning tasks to specific customers or employees during the shelter-in-place process, preparing your emergency contact list. If something were to happen to an employee, who would you contact? And then keeping your devices charged. All right, now let's talk about securing property and equipment. This is on page 9, by the way. If evacuation is necessary, some items may need to be secured to reduce risks to both the building and personnel. Identify which items require securing, and then complete the table by listing each item's location, instructions for securing it, and an estimated time to do so. Some examples of items that might need to be secured are a computer, tablet, other electronic devices, cash registers, safes, surveillance cameras, any special tools or machinery. The list goes on and on. So if the emergency doesn't involve evacuation, sheltering in place, or securing property and equipment, or it does include one of those, but you still see a need for the emergency response guides, use the emergency response guides starting on page 10. They offer clear step-by-step instructions for different scenarios. Review and complete each guide ahead of time so anyone can follow them confidently during an emergency. They're simple to use, and if you have questions while filling them out, always feel free to reach out. We are happy to help and point you in the right direction. Just some examples are fire, a bomb threat, natural gas or a propane leak, if there was a flooding emergency, a cyber attack. We include step-by-step instructions in here that anyone from your business or your company can open and know what to do, or at least what the first steps are. So I just want to give a quick example. Let's look at the fire emergency response guide on page 10 to get familiar. It includes response steps, a space to list fire extinguishers and protection systems, and a map section showing where they are located. Now I'm going to turn it back to Kristen, who will walk us through the business continuity plan. Thanks, guys.